So welcome to part 3 of Boudoir on Location, looking at using an Airbnb or a hotel room as your kind of boudoir set. And we've been kind of covering, in the last section, we looked at kind of moving away from the window and moving onto the bed for the first time. In this use of the Airbnb hotel, we're basically just looking at window light and actually using the bed and things. But of course, I've touched on the getting prepared to actually, first of all, book it to make sure you got permission to actually shoot in these places. It's always worthwhile getting permission. Otherwise, you could actually find yourself in a little bit of sticky water, perhaps, if they're in their terms and conditions where they don't allow you to film. And again, we're talking about the lighting and the flow and kind of what things to take along with you. Always take along sheets and so on with it. But basically, it's kind of making sure that you maximize your rental. If you're going to rent eventually the likes of an Airbnb for a specific kind of shoot on a regular basis with it, try and find one that is local to you. Try and work out a deal with the Airbnb owner, of course, and then you might even get a earlier kind of check-in and a later check-out at times and things, really, because you're not staying there. You're basically just using it for a shoot, so there's going to be less cleaning of the bedrooms and so on with it. But really what you want to be able to do is to make sure that you've got a client being able to actually come through the experience every kind of 2 hours. So in basically an afternoon, you're going to probably get 3 clients going through you. And then the next day, if you've got to check out at 10 o'clock, of course, which is so common now in UK, you're pretty much not going to be able to actually do one. So the only thing you'll be able to do is actually finish off kind of editing or whatever you're doing things. So if you can kind of get an extra kind of part of the day, so almost book in a day and a half, or even a two days at a discounted and midweek, you can kind of really put a lot more clients through your experience. And it's great if you're using the likes of makeup and hair, because they're your chaperone for the day, and obviously they're there to actually kind of titillate the client. But you really want to kind of avoid from the crossing over of clients. If it's a 2-bedroom place that you're hiring, of course, then you could actually work in one room as your makeup room, and then obviously you've got your shoot room, and then the lounge areas, bathroom areas, and so on with it, which is basically being used as kind of the share. So you can have a little bit of a crossover as long as hair and makeup is ready to kind of accept the next client while you're still in the middle of the shoot and things. So in the last session, we kind of revealed that this is all about kind of more the black and white, which is more me, of course, you know that, and kind of developing the superpower of the client. And actually by this stage, within about 20 minutes of the shoot, you pretty much know the client's superpowers. Tatiana, who is the subject here, and basically is superpower number 1. In fact, I thought was a hair, but it's not. It's her expression, absolutely full of bubble, life itself and everything else with it. And basically her hair is another part of her superpower as well and things. So we're on the bed now, and basically we've kind of moved away from just looking at the window lighting. She's kind of in the middle of the bed. So at this stage, if we've moved on to the middle of the bed like we did in the last part, we should have a new exposure, and we've lost about a stop. So from where we were at the window, around about 4 feet away, we should have probably lost now around about 3 stops by the time we get to the middle of the bed. And as I explained, realistically what I'm trying to do is keep to the same aperture, same shutter speed, and then obviously just use the likes of ISO then to actually increase itself, so I can basically still maintain my triangle of perfect exposure. Right, so when we're in the middle of the bed, we're going to go through things like remembering to move pillows, put pillows back in. Are we going to shoot with a sheet? We're not in this case photographing with a sheet. We will do that on another shoot, I promise you. But basically what we're looking to do is minimize the destruction of the room because we've got to kind of put it all back together between each of the different kind of photographers on this workshop with me and things really. So here we're just taking the pillows off the bed and pulling the pillows back on. The pillows are off the bed here so I can make use of this amazing bed head. And basically I want to actually use all the textures and the shapes and so on with it. At the end of the day, I don't want to get too close too much. Why? Because I'm going to lose a lot of the atmosphere of this great room styling and everything else with it and things. And whether you opt for a modern style of Airbnb hotel, or you basically opt for more of a classic kind of use, that's really down to yourself and things. But the more you use the same place, the more it kind of works within your portfolio and you can kind of show it off and everything else with it. So once I've kind of got my working exposure, pretty much, unless the clouds are going to come in and out, I'm pretty much fixed then. And that's one of the benefits of working with daylight photography, of course, that I don't really have to actually kind of keep changing, shutter speed and ISO, too much. But as soon as, you've got that cloudy, sunny day, it kind of comes in and out too much with it. I've got to go for flash because it'll just make it easier for me anyway. And then I'll pretty much put a big flash in the big window, as it were, and get it to create itself like a window light, to kind of spread and wrap around the actual scene and so on with it and things. Okay, so posing wise, don't just get carried away with the same pose that the client does. Tatiana knows her kind of superpower, which is her hair, and she kind of instantly went to her hair all the time with her own animation and said, okay, just pop your hand towards your head and things. Really straight away she went into comb, brush with the fingers, the hair. Perhaps she's seen it on kind of Pinterest, or she's looked through magazines and so on with it, and that's what she thinks I want and things. So be careful of that. But when we start to actually move the animation, we've got to start to look at what hands are doing. And as a rule, we can use hands and arms to kind of disguise parts of the body, animation as well with it and things, and obviously kind of reshaping the body. The one thing we've got to accept, whatever or wherever we're photographing, is that as soon as we kind of put a client onto a seat or a bed, gravity takes hold and all of a sudden the body starts to squish itself. And, super slim kind of figure 2 seconds ago is now kind of a lot more squashed together. So you've got to be aware that you might have to change the animation. And of course, we can use things like the tulle if we've brought a long net in, or we've got white sheets, or we've got pillows that we can kind of rely on as well to actually hide the body. So from the bottom of the bed head, kind of looking up, I'm getting her to look towards the window light to my left-hand side, to the 9 o'clock position. And basically the benefit of this now is that obviously she's looking towards the light source, so we've got good illumination. If she was to look at me, we would get quite a heavy deep shadow on the right hand side, because obviously there's no reflected light going on there at all, and she'd be too far away from a reflector to make a difference. And there's no way that I would put a flash on the opposing side of natural light, so all the light comes from one side as a rule. I mentioned about the pillows, and the pillows are a really good kind of confidence builder as well, especially if the client's a little bit nervous still and things, and you're really trying to actually bring out the kind of the fun element. So we can start to use pillows to hide the body, to reshape the body, to obviously lean her body onto, lean an arm onto, and so on. So, when I mentioned before, we're going to be taking pillows on and off of the bed, I really do mean we're going to be taking the pillows on the bed at times, and then we're going to strip them all off again because we want to change it. So if I was going to do a shot, for instance, where she's laying on her back here and her head is towards the bottom of the bed, but her legs are going up the wall and they're kind of crossing at the feet, which is a kind of a classic boudoir image you see a lot of. Really what we want to do then is basically not have any pillows at all, because they will just be a distraction. We want that clean headboard to really kind of make her stand out from the image itself. So here, we've got the pillow just across the lap, and that's a good way to start. But even though you might be at that position, you could go through a bit of a roly-poly. So in other words, getting the client to roll over a little bit. So just because you've sat them up, if you think, oh, do you know what, I really want to do this shot, don't be afraid to kind of change your flow, as long as you remember where you were in your flow kind of number, as it were. So remember that you need to go back to the pillow shoot if you're going to kind of follow that on and things really. So here, just laying down, you can see though, error again from me. I'm going to use the workshop as the excuse. I'm concentrating, talking to everybody, but I'm missing the little gems. And the gems are the feet in the background. We should have got them to just cross a little bit. They don't necessarily have to stick up the legs, so they're kind of vertical, but crossing the feet will just raise them a little bit more, or at least keep them together to give a lovely perspective angle as well with it and things. I'm personally never afraid to allow hands and arms to kind of come out of the photograph, but as long as it's in one or two. You know, one of the things that, you know, you were taught when you're learning photography and group photography is don't cut off the heads, don't cut off the feet. Well, in the same way in portrait photography as a rule, you don't cut off the hands, you don't cut off the arms. So kind of make it a creative decision if that's what you're going to be doing and things. But the way that the hands can either stretch out individually towards camera position or both together can really bring a long perspective into the image and just going through it. When you're working on a very light and bright bed sheet, one of the great things is that it also reflects the light up. I mentioned that one of the things that I would always take along to the likes of an Airbnb hotel, especially if I haven't worked there before, I would always take some white sheets along with me no matter what, so I can kind of make sure I'm getting those images that I need as far as the kind of the reflectancy, and also being able to use it as a part of the shot in case they're too patterned or they're a horrible color or whatever it would be and things. So you just don't know what is going to be available to you, because you might have hired this place before and it was great, but you've hired it again and all of a sudden they've changed stuff. So make sure when you're communicating with your Airbnb owner, if there's been any updates or changes to the room since you last had it and things. I mentioned about Tatiana's superpower being an expression. I'm not kidding you. She lit up the room every time she brought in a smile. But remember that my boudoir photography traditionally is as the butler saw, so looking through the keyhole. So it's kind of, she's interacting with herself, she's thinking about her partner, she's in her own little world, in her own little fantasy, rather than in a visual discussion with the photographer, as it were. So I want her not looking at me for the majority of the time, and I don't really want a huge amount of expressions and things, but I still want her to remember that this was a really great experience for her and things, really. So again, once we've kind of done what we've forgotten, or you kind of, you know, changed your flow a little bit, go back to where you began, or back to close to where you kind of left off. I know I want to finish off with the likes of the pillow talk, as it were, so I want to kind of bring those back in. But again, this flow on the bed is absolutely key, and I think you can see here by using the bed head without all the pillows is lesser of a distraction within the image without any trouble. But then of course we start to kind of allow her to bring out the expression. We get those extra images, really kind of adding more and more in towards the session itself, and then kind of bringing back our pillow and being able to kind of control, and then, you know, bring expression big, then calm everything down and things. The kind of the little small pillows I think are much better than a kind of a normal big bed pillow, so that's what I'd opt for. But if there's no option and all I've got is the kind of the plain white pillows that you would sleep on as such, then of course that's all I've got. We can use them to hide the boobs if we're looking at kind of implied as well. So client has still got on their kind of their lingerie, their pants, but we might have lost the actual top. This allows us to, of course, do a bare back shot as well. This will usually give the client the confidence once more to actually kind of use then their hands to cover up their boobs, especially when their back is turned to us. We can use a sheet, their hands, or a pillow to actually hide the boobs, or disguise the boobs, I should say, and just gets the image. But we want to be able to bring that sensuality and expression back as well. But then we want to bring the fun. We want to bring the element. Pillow fighting, I just love to shoot it. It does help if you've got an assistant with you, rather than kind of anything else. We don't usually allow a partner, unless it's a couple shoot that we're doing. We don't usually allow a partner in the shoot or friends. It's basically myself, my kind of assistant or kind of makeup person, and then obviously they're acting, as I said before, my chaperone, but they can also kind of pillow fight with her, and this can kind of actually be a real kind of fun no matter what with it, and just kind of going through it. But this is where we're kind of seizing lots of images. At this stage though, even if I had lost, say, the bra and we were doing implied, I'd actually pop the bra back on now, because that will actually allow us not to concentrate on what shape boobs are, how much is hidden, or if there's nipple showing and so on with it. We can actually kind of just concentrate on the fun energy that they kind of bring into the shot and things, really. And it's amazing how many clients love all these actually within their kind of setup as well with it and things, really. But as I said, it does help if you've got somebody else there. And then finally, if you haven't done them already, absolutely smash it out of the park. Expressions and beauty. Again, by this stage, the client has lost all inhibitions. They're relaxed with you. They kind of trust you, and basically they will reveal that extra element of themselves. Another superpower again with it and things, really. And it's great when I kind of get to edit images and you see these expressions. You almost see the transformation of these women, how they kind of come in as one type of woman, and they leave as a kind of a superwoman and things, really. So again, it's really great to do, but don't forget your portraits at the end. It's absolutely essential. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at working on location in the likes of an Airbnb hotel, and how I kind of just use the window or the bed specifically in this. But as I mentioned already, we'll cover another shoot where we're kind of looking at using the whole kind of suite and things.